Welcome into this Tuesday edition of Oxford Exxon Podcast. Chase Parham, Neal, McCready, Clark Ford studio here with you this morning. We will put a bow on the 2023 college football season. Michigan winning the national title 34-13 last night over the Washington Huskies in a game that was closer and not as close all at the same time. I don't know, hit that a little bit, what it kind of means for college football here in 2023. And look ahead a lot to 2024, because that's sort of what happens is the season ends and immediately everybody goes, all right, who's in it next year? What's the ranking? What's the whatever? Where's the coach going? And you just kind of move on immediately. So we'll do that as well. Ole Miss, as expected, getting some Vegas and some top 25 buzz going into next season with these way too early top 25s that are out this morning. So we'll hit that. Quinshon Judkins is an Ohio State Buckeye. Talk about that a little bit as well here this morning, and some other stuff as well. Hugh Free's going to call his own plays. Tiger Woods leaves Nike. Got a lot of stuff going on the Twitter machine and throughout the sports world this morning. But first, the Oxford Exxon, Highway 6 West in Oxford, beer cave, lunch specials, $5.69, couple sides bread, 80 sides fountain drink. You're aware of that. They are available up and down I-55 throughout North Mississippi as well. They got the big superstore going in Macomb. It is nearing completion. Seen some pictures. They put those up on the Twitter account. So check those out. And if you're in the area, really stop in. Impressive stuff going on there with the Blue Sky and the Oxford Exxon. Again, from the Clark Ford studio.
We are Clark Ford's in Amory, Mississippi, 662-257-1900 is the number. Call it. Ask for Corey Clark. Tell Corey what Ford product you're looking for. He'll send you a quote within 15 minutes in business hours. Right to the bottom line. There's no hassle. There's no haggle. You get your quote. And the rest is up to you. You can shop that quote around. You can do what I've done, what I recommend that you do, and that's hop into a Clark Ford today. We'll be getting Corey on the show here in the next couple of weeks. Let him tell you a little bit about what's going on with Ford, and if you're looking for a vehicle, that kind of thing. So get some automotive tips your way as we get into a weird, what I promise you is going to be a weird year in our country, 2024. Book it. Football and otherwise. So we'll talk about that with Corey. Guest, including Corey, will join on the Campbell Clinic hotline. The Campbell Clinic's in Oxford now, 2608 South Lamar Boulevard, Suite 102. Just across the street from the cottages at Hooper Hollow, the Campbell Clinic provides full-service orthopedic care. Everything from sports medicine to foot and ankle surgery to spine and total joint care to pediatric orthopedics, physical therapy, and more. To book an appointment, go to campbellclinicoxford.com or call 901-759-3111. Walk-ins always welcome at the Campbell Clinic, Monday through Friday, 7:30 a.m. to 4 p.m.
So we'll spend a ton of time on it, but Judkins to Ohio State gets announced last night. Relationship that has been very toxic for a while now has come to its completion at this point.
At the height of its toxicity.
Yeah, that is a good point. Look,
hold on, I'm gonna hit some hearts on my phone just real quick.
You feel like those were potentially not heartfelt, if you will?
10 of them? Probably
Is
not.
that what it was? Is it 10?
10.
Speaking about Lane Kiffin's Twitter account, sometime late last night.
I feel like just taking some random tweets today and just quote tweeting them and just putting hearts and... Was he waving or clapping? What's the hand emoji? I can't tell.
It's not very subtle when Lane yesterday retweeted another Twitter account who was pointing out Bentley's advanced analytics advantages to Judkins from this past season.
Yes, I saw that.
That's as subtle as a bag of hammers at that point. So yeah, there's whatever there. Look,
there wasn't a tremendous amount of subtlety.
No,
yesterday.
Look, over the weekend, the Judkins camp, I don't know what the hell to call them, the family, they
camp feels right.
Once, camp feels right.
As much as I
it?
despise the word,
I think it feels right here.
Yeah.
They clearly had been talking to Ole Miss, trying to get back in some form of good graces should the Ohio State thing fall through, or simply to see where the money would be compared to Ohio State. I do not know how much he got with the Buckeyes. I'm very curious. I'm to the point of trying to work on that a little today. And it was always going to be over once it was over, and that is where we have come to today. So. Moving on, he joins a very crowded backfield. Trippin Henderson there in Columbus, one of the best running backs in the Big Ten, potentially the country. Ole Miss could face Ohio State in a playoff game next year. That could be fun.
Oh, sign me up.
Quinshon coming back to Oxford for Buckeyes and Rebels. You in?
I'd watch.
You in?
Yeah. Dear God, at the press conferences leading up to that one.
Yeah, so you got that going on. But Ole Miss, Bentley did announce his return, by the way, yesterday.
we would
Speaking
all
of running backs. Yes.
You know, Lane likes to put the tweets out where he's fishing.
Yeah, he does.
I would probably walk into that press conference with like a fishing rod. Just like, hey, you know what's happening here, bud. Here comes the bait.
Yeah, no one in the relationship is completely ready to move on yet because of annoyance and irritation and anger and lots of things, to where that's what we're seeing played out on social media right now.
She can't believe that they actually called her bluff.
Yes.
That's obvious. She being Tiva. I'm not sure about Quinshon. I'm not sure Quinshon has an original thought. I'm not being mean. I'm not saying he's not smart. I'm just saying he
appears to be being pulled by other forces here.
He is
other people.
He is manipulated. And then Lane's pissed.
Yeah,
that's what comes across. I mean, Lane is pissed. Lane is
that all this happened to begin with.
This is the breakup that he didn't really want. It doesn't. The timing of this breakup makes no sense whatsoever. And he's pissed and irritated and being passive aggressive. And I'm not saying I blame him, for the record. There's a lot there. And then Quinshon puts out an announcement with Bible verses and stuff. It's like, dude, it's football. It's football. You left, you rolled the dice. You got called on it. You're going from one power to another power. Maybe it works out. Maybe it won't. We'll see. But when people do all the Bible verses about, hey, this took such heart of a lion and stuff. No, it didn't. No, you went back and you asked for more money and they said, you know what, man, we're done. That's what happened. There was nothing biblical here. There was nothing that was spiritual or about faith or about some calling that moved you to Columbus, Ohio. Nope, you wanted more money. I don't know whether you got it or not. I can't say that you did. I can't say that you didn't. I don't know. Like you said, I'd love to know, but I don't know. So when people go, he took a $500,000 pay cut, I'm like, how the hell do you know? You don't know what pay cut he took. And when someone goes, I bet he got the bag. Like, no, he didn't get the bag.
No.
And then when the people out there in Twitter land who think everything is about nothing but football, oh, he just wanted to go get a better opportunity to win a title. I'm like, oh, shut the F up. I have no patience for stupidity like that. And I realize they're not as dialed into all this stuff. And then the people that do you can tell I'm irritated with a lot of subsets. The people that do why didn't y'all tell us it was this bad? Oh, come on. If we'd even hinted that it was this bad.
I know Alabama's next week, but let me tell you what happened.
It's Thursday before Alabama, but let me tell you what happened last week before the Georgia Tech game. You ready for story time? No, you'd have melted down. You'd have lost it. You would have gone to our advertisers and demanded that they cancel. You would have literally lost it.
And when they lose, you distracted them.
Mm-hmm.
So
it's your fault. So no, I mean
that's a good point, Larry Joe. Ohio State has a really good band.
They do have a good band.
Yeah,
they do have a good band.
He chose a very good band.
I thought Penn State had a good band.
There's a lot of good bands.
Yeah, it was a good band.
Best bands in the SEC, A&M and Alabama.
Yeah, and I'm partial to LSU's for some reason.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
They're a good, game day band. You know what I mean? Like, up in the stands. Like,
oh, yeah.
More than marching. Like, A&M impresses me marching.
Yeah. The A&M marching band thing was phenomenal.
Bama has gotten much better as they've gotten bigger as a school and a program.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. That's what I do.
Look, I'll make fun of A&M till forever, but I'll defend that band. That band was one hell of a show. It was awesome. And I've seen the Ohio State band in person. It's very, very good.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You covered the LSU national title game?
I did.
Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Troy Smith?
If you say so.
The Ohio State quarterback?
It's been a minute.
Something like that. I mean, Ole Miss's deal now is simply go find a running back. Again, they got Bentley to announce yesterday. That was been the case for a while.
5.7
back. What?
5.7
What are you talking about?
yards per carry. 5.7.
Oh, is that what it was?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Big tweet and all.
No, look, when Bentley has been healthy, he's been a damn good running back. He just hasn't stayed healthy. That is one of the concerns going into a season where he's going to need, almost no matter what, you're going to need more than 230 carries or whatever it was last season.
No, I'm curious.
Snaps, sorry, not carries.
What do you have in Riscano? What is he? Do you go get another back? Do you go get two backs? Do you even think about dipping into the high school ranks here in the last 3 weeks? I don't think so. But, do you go get it? I mean, I think you have to go get another back in the portal. I don't know what backs are out there. Again, I come back to the timing of this. The timing of this makes no sense at all. It's bizarre.
For anyone.
For both sides.
Yeah. Judkins lost money by waiting this long.
Yeah.
If he was going to do it.
Well, and he risked injury. And if you're Ole Miss, if he was leaving, you needed him to go ahead and go so that you could get into the portal and fish at the upper end of it.
At the end.
Yeah. Because he'd be on your campus right now.
Joe, you'll never hear official NIL numbers. I mean, we'll nose around if we hear something great. I mean, we haven't been bashful about saying some of those numbers, but there's no database.
I don't know. He might have gotten more. I don't think so, but he might have.
I doubt it.
I highly doubt it.
If there was more, I don't think you'd have had that type of conversations coming from the Judkins over the weekend, trying to keep options open here.
Yeah. Potentially crawfishing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's part of what happened there was it was like, oh, well, it just didn't really.
I just never believed that egos would allow them to do that.
We'd gone really far down
way far.
A lot of water under that bridge at that point.
Just didn't feel like
No, it did. It absolutely got personal, but it had been personal.
Yes.
That's what I said yesterday. Ole Miss just kept bending over backwards, trying to hold on to it and keep it together. And kind of let him get away with stuff that you wouldn't let most people get away with on the roster. And there's always a breaking point. And this is what it took. This is where we got here. It's what it.
So what was the breaking point? Was it the game itself, or was it something that happened?
I think it's probably where you and I disagree a little bit. I do think the game had a lot of consequence because for whatever reason, I mean, to whatever degree, this is not about how big the Peach Bowl was, but clearly a nationally televised game that was a catapult into a season. And you're having issues on the field to a pretty severe chemistry level when you're in the middle of portal season and you're obsessed with chemistry for next season, because that is the story of Ole Miss in 2024 that we'll talk about for 8 months.
Yes.
Which is, can you replicate what you did this offseason for the portal from a chemistry standpoint when you have more high-end players to do it with? That is the story of 2023 into 2024 for Ole Miss.
When I was in Atlanta, Trey Harris, Caden Prescorn, Jared Ivey, guys who are clearly leaders on this team, were already on that caution train. Like, hey, you guys understand, right, that this took a lot of buy-in. That you have to, it's going to take that kind of buy-in and more moving forward.
So to get there and to be in that place mentally, and you've got a game where your linemen aren't helping up your running back is being derogatory towards your lineman in the huddle, and your quarterback walks over to your head coach demonstratively frustrated and says, get him out of the game. And again, Lane looks up and goes, Q's hurt. What do you mean to do?
Yeah.
And then Dart walks off because what's supposed to do. All those things do pile into the moment where you go, this can happen next year against Oklahoma in the third quarter.
Or in Baton Rouge.
Yeah. This can't be a thing. And the way Dart reacted, the way Dart has been very, very, very positive in the face of the program, as much as you can be when Lane Kiffin's your coach right now. it's clear that he and Judkins were nowhere near the same page, and you can't have an offseason like that. You can't have your two biggest stars being at odds like that, dealing with so many transfers and incoming guys, and simply putting an offense together that is going to need a really good summer of continuity and getting everybody on the same page and moving forward in that way. And I think it's one of the reasons why they probably made sure they valued Bentley, as he appears to be a team-first guy.
Yeah.
Hey, show up, good, cool, sweet, all good.
If he could just stay healthy.
Yeah. So now you got to find somebody to help him out. He can't be by himself. He's not a premier running back to take every carry all season. But no, I think that game put a lot of bugs in their ear where they went, oh, God, if this is the thing today, and frankly, either an important or a meaningless game, however you want to phrase it, this is a problem.
It was both.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
It was both a very important and meaningless game.
Had you flipped the score, Ole Miss wouldn't be 10 spots lower in the polls and have a different team for next season.
No.
Yes, there was that play, Doris, where Judkins was pissed at the OL, and then when he fell down, the OL did not help him up. They walked off.
Yeah.
So if you're Dart, he was kind of like the manager coming out in Bull Durham going, hey, I got a lot of shit going on here, guys. Like, Lane, can we just get this to go away? I'm trying to not get killed by that pass rush right now, and I'm dealing with all this.
And all you had to really know was that Lane's not one to get yelled at on the sideline unless you're Nick Saban. I mean, for his quarterback to come over there and frustratingly yell at him and Lane just sort of take it was his way of going, I agree, but I can't do anything right now.
Yeah.
I'm in the middle of trying to figure this out.
You have to deal with it.
I realize you are too.
I'm sorry.
You got it off your chest. Go finish the game.
Yeah.
There was no look up at Jackson like, who the hell do you think you are? It was, I get it, man.
But.
Which tells you that had Bentley been healthy, he might have pulled Judkins.
Yeah.
And we wouldn't be having this shocking conversation.
Because it had been over much sooner.
Been a hell of a storyline post-game.
Yeah. Suddenly in the second half, Bentley's getting 28 carries. And
there were the post-game thing was weird. I mean, the Thursday before the game was weird. The post-game that Saturday afternoon was weird. There was a lot going on. You didn't have to be a human behavior genius to understand that there was some tension in the room. I mean, Quinshon was like separate from everyone else. He didn't enter the room with the other guys.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Like, I'm telling you, the Peach Bowl didn't know whether he was coming or not. And I was one of the guys going, so are we not getting Quinshon Judkins today? We got Penn State defense, Ole Miss offense. I mean, nothing against Trey Harris and them, but we've covered this story. Like, Caden Prescorn's sitting there, and I felt bad, but I'm like, we've written.
Yeah, we've talked to you a lot, bud.
We've written books on this guy. I got nothing new.
Yeah.
I need Jackson. I need Quinshon. And if I'm not getting them, I need to know why I'm not getting them.
And they both showed up.
They did. They showed up. But it was different.
Dart leave his toque on during the interview?
Yeah, the whole thing. Yeah. Which was his middle finger, I think.
Do you think so?
I don't know. I like Jackson. He's fine. I mean, I actually like Jackson a lot. So even when he's kind of moody and stuff, I
sort of laugh at it as much as anything else.
I just sort of forgive it, right?
Yeah. No, I get it.
Because I think he gets frustrated with the whole
media thing.
Well, you're a California kid thing. When it's like, no, he's from effing Utah. He hunts like big mountain lions and stuff. He's not surfing out in the Pacific.
Well, he has the blonde hair that flows, and he came in with the puka shell necklace, and it just kind of stuck.
He got an NIL deal with a razor, so he's going clean shaven now.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. What's the razor?
I don't know. I started to ask him about the clean shave, but it just didn't feel like the time.
Did it not?
No.
Not in the mood for the more joking type stuff.
Well, I'd already asked him about his future. And
anybody ask him if he puts sugar in his grits? Or do you not ask the California kid about grits?
I don't think he got the grits question.
Okay.
Even she sensed that day, and I liked her. She was very, very nice, that reporter. Even she sensed that day, you know what? This feels a little tense.
That's not where we're going today.
We want to break the ice, but this ice feels thick.
Yeah. She was for U.S. for the win, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. She couldn't have been nicer.
They don't do serious. That's not their thing.
She was terrific, and she did not. I didn't feel like she sabotaged the press conferences and all that.
She
stuff.
waited.
There were people who bitched about it. I was like, "Oh, shut up! It's not that
freaking
serious.
bowl game.
It's not that serious.
Let it calm down."
Yeah, no, she was great.
It's like that time I was just talking to Mike, and it was after Augie Garrido had died, and I was like, "Hey, what's your favorite movie?" And he looked at me and goes, "Why?" I'm like, "Curiosity. I don't know. Don't yell at me. I mean, hell." And then end up getting like this really deep, detailed answer. But yeah, he looked at me and goes, "Why?" I was like, "I don't know, because we're just standing here on a Tuesday like we do every Tuesday, and there's nothing else to talk about." We'll follow it. Looks like Ole Miss probably, well, not probably, they will go into the spring portal period, see what running backs are out there, see who's pre-portaled possibilities are.
Yeah.
Again, they can pull anybody in the country. They just can't pull an SEC player at that point who had not already gotten in. So that is where it stands.
May 1st through the 15th.
Is that when it is?
I think so. May 1st through the 14th, 15th.
Yeah, I don't know.
Something.
In the spring. Sometime in the spring. We'll go through that. So anyway, we'll move on. We'll look at some stuff for
Gillette,
2024. It's Gillette?
Oh, he has a Gillette commercial. Oh. Yeah, there you go.
Good. Big name.
Yeah.
Look at it. What do you think the qualifications are? Does he have to shave like every day? Like, can there never be stubble?
Oh, I don't know.
Like, do they write in what that looks like?
Maybe they're like, hey, just that mustache has to go.
Well, that mean
it needed to go.
Yeah.
I mean, who am I to comment on someone's facial hair? But
okay. Good for Jackson. It's good.
We have to get on Carson about facial hair.
Do you really?
Yeah, it's like shave it.
Get all the fuzz off.
Well, he gets like really dark sideburns going, and like it just doesn't look right. Shave it. And I don't think it's because he wants to grow it. I think it just doesn't feel like shaving.
Not in the habit for that at all. Yeah.
And I get it. I don't like shaving every day. You shave every day?
I shave. I didn't shave yesterday before the show, but yeah, typically if I'm going to be out in public at all, I will shave.
Really?
Yeah, I'll shave at least 5 days a week. Probably more.
I should shave more than I do. I just don't. I actually enjoy shaving, but the thought of shaving.
And I'm not even being an ass. Like, you have to do your head, though. Yeah. So it's a different thing than 3 minutes, whatever I'll do in my face.
Yeah, no, it's a 10-minute deal.
Yeah. So it's a little.
And I got to get kind of in the right mood. And
do you?
A little bit.
How often on your head?
2 to 3 times a week.
You can notice a shadow forming a little bit if you wait much longer than that.
Oh, yeah.
That makes sense. All straight, not electric, I assume.
Yes. Razor. Fresh razor.
Yeah. Gotcha. All right, we'll continue with some stuff for next season in a second. First, Northeast Spark, NESPARC, 2 packages, the 9th 100 Mbps or the Blaze, the 1 gig that powers the Clark Ford studio. Your hometown team bringing you world-class broadband. That's nespark.com, 662-238-3159. Phone service, parental controls, network security, a wireless mesh extender, and much more. So again, call the office for details on the best internet in Lafayette County. That's 662-238-3159.
Are you retiring soon? How long should you wait to take Social Security? What accounts should you pull from first? Are you already retired? Should you consider Roth conversions? These are just some of the questions that can only be answered with a personalized retirement income plan. Andrew Seago with Seago Wealth Management specializes in helping folks just like you come up with their retirement game plan. So whether you meet at his office in Collierville or prefer Zoom from anywhere, schedule a free discovery meeting and see what they can do for you. It's rebelsretire.com. It's cold out. If your heating element's acting like it's on the fritz, now's a really good time to get that checked out. It's going to be cold for a while. Get in touch with our friends at Comer Heating and Air, Southern Air Conditioning and Heating, different names, same great products and services. If you live in Oxford, Tupelo, or the surrounding area, call Comer, 662-801-1777. If you live in Hernando, Memphis, or the surrounding area, call Southern, 662-429-4429. A-Stock is a Nashville-based online retail company with the mission to provide customers the power to name their price. All items start at just $1. That's right, all items start at just $1, no matter what the retail value may be. So shop now at astock.bid. That's ASTOCK.BID. Or download their app, name your price on thousands of items from big-name retailers. A-Stock has multiple locations around Nashville as well as Memphis, some in Indiana, and more coming soon that offer local pickups, so don't miss out. And we're brought to you by the College Corner. It's got 2 locations in the Jackson area, 1 here in Oxford, and you can also go online, collegecornerstore.com. as you get ready for maybe baseball season, that kind of thing, about a month or so until they get rolling. You want your selection of Ole Miss baseball jerseys and more. They've got it at the College Corner. Again, collegecornerstore.com. And we're brought to you by Pinnacle. When you work with an Argent Wealth 401k advisory services member, you gain a valuable advisory team and time-saving resource that will help you develop and maintain a solid strategy for your retirement plan. Argent is committed to providing you with personalized attention and involvement that you want and need. Their goal is to help you manage your 401k plan properly and ultimately improve your employees' retirement readiness. To learn more, go to myargentwealth.com. That's myargentwealth.com.
Prime Shrimp is giving away free shrimp for an entire year to one lucky rebel. Here's how to enter. Go to primeshrimp.com/MPW. Place an order, any order you would like. Use the promo code JUICE. Take 20% off that order and be entered to win automatically. You can place additional entries by posting your shrimp on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter with hashtag Prime Shrimp and hashtag MPW. Winners will be chosen on January 31st. Still got 3 weeks or so to do that. So get your orders in now for free shrimp for a year from Prime Shrimp. That's primeshrimp.com/MPW. AP polls came out after Michigan won the national title last night. The Rebels finish up number 9 in the country in the AP top 25. That is the highest finish since the 60s, I would assume. I went through since 2003. And Ole Miss had not been higher than that since 2003, including 2003. So unless I'm forgetting something, I do not know where Ole Miss finished the year that they almost won the SEC and lost to Tennessee in the early 90s or something like that. But I wouldn't assume that a Liberty Bowl team would be a top 10 team.
Well, did that team go to the Gator Bowl?
That's the team that beat Liberty, that beat Air Force, I think. I don't think that's the one that lost to Michigan, right?
I thought that was the one that went to Michigan.
Okay, either way.
But boat raced.
Yeah, 35-3. Brian Lee hit a 50-yard field goal for the Rebels' only points in that game. So number 9.
I don't think that team finished top 10.
Okay. Number 9 is where Ole Miss finishes in the AP top 25. Since 2003, their AP finishes that have been anywhere near that. In 2021, they finished 11th, even after losing to Baylor, because Baylor was like 3 or 4 in the final poll. In 2015, they finished 10th. In 2000... let's see, read my own writing. 2003, they finished 13th in Eli's senior year. In 2008, they finished 14th. And in 2009, they finished 20th. So that was their, and then obviously in 2014, they were like 16, 15, somewhere in there, but I didn't write that one down after losing to TCU in the Peach Bowl.
Yes.
So that's it. So 9 is Ole Miss's highest in a long time. Michigan number 1, obviously. Washington number 2. Texas number 3. Georgia number 4, Alabama number 5, Florida State number 6, Oregon number 7, Missouri number 8, Ole Miss number 9, Ohio State number 10, Arizona 11, LSU 12, Penn State 13, Notre Dame 14, Oklahoma 15 to round out the top 15. In the SEC, Tennessee at 17, and that's it. Liberty at 25, Iowa 24, SMU 22. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
Ole Miss finishes with 1,030 points. Ohio State had 1,006, and Missouri 1,092. So a decent gap there. Also, Florida State and Oregon tied for 6th at 1,175. They weren't 6-7; they were tied at number 6. Hang the banner, guys. Whatever the hell that you want that to mean. Vegas is somewhat interesting going into next season. They've put odds out. Go ahead and bet on your national titles. And Ole Miss has the 7th best odds in the country going into next season.
Okay.
Georgia's plus 500. Again, for everybody to be aware, that means you bet $100, you win $500.
Okay.
Any of these numbers is how much you win if you bet $100.
All right. Not a whole lot of value there.
No, not a lot of value there. Georgia 500, Alabama plus 600.
Okay.
Ohio State plus 700.
I mean, now.
Oh, well, got thunder and lightning in the backfield. They're ready to go. Seeing here from our friend, I just got a text. Seeing our friend Michael Bradley says that Ole Miss's 9th place finish is the highest since 1969 when they finished 8th after beating Arkansas in the Sugar Bowl.
Okay.
I'll take his word for it. So
all day.
That is where we stand there in Ole Miss's final poll. Let's see. Michigan plus 800 to repeat. Don't like that at all.
Mm-mm.
Throw that one out the window. I'm good. I'm out. Oregon plus 900. Again, they're in the Big Ten now.
I don't like that one either.
Oregon is the team of the day when I go through all this stuff in a minute that I sort of forgot about, and everybody has them way up there in everything. Oregon plus 900. Texas plus 1,000.
Okay, you got a little value there, but they got to play in the SEC this time.
And Ole Miss plus 1,100. Those are your top 7.
Don't hate it.
LSU plus 1,600 is the next. No, they're not winning the national title.
I wouldn't think.
Clemson plus 2,000.
So is Jim Harbaugh staying? What are we doing here?
I think he's leaving. Come on.
Because that's going to have.
I think he's leaving.
We're going to have.
I think he's leaving, and they're hiring Sharon Moore.
Okay.
That is where I'm putting my pencil at the moment.
Okay.
I need an eraser. I'm not sharpening it, but as of this morning, my guess would be Harbaugh leaves, takes one of the NFL jobs,
and they promote.
Chargers would be my guess.
Okay.
And they promote Sharon Moore.
Okay.
That's my guess. Because coming off a national title when the guy was your interim coach, if you ever could just go hire a Michigan man, which they really care about in Ann Arbor, seems like a pretty easy thing to do there. His rating would be pretty high right now.
Sure.
So Ole Miss plus 1,100, LSU plus 1,600. And then, I mean, if you want to take a flyer somewhere, feel free. But
where's Missouri?
Plus 5,000. I mean, it's a huge number if you want to just go, hey.
I don't hate it. Their schedule's
50 to 1.
Their schedule's a breeze.
Yeah, so, I mean, that's what you – but what I circled a little bit about Missouri, and I wonder a little bit, and I did not know this, and this is not – I mean, Eli Drinkwitz did a hell of a job this year. This is not a negative comment, even though I know I get blasted every time I even breathe anything negative about Missouri, is they stayed completely healthy up front. I was looking up those snap counts. Somebody asked me to compare Ole Miss to Missouri with wide receivers and tight ends, which was fairly similar the other day. But what I noticed was that their 6th offensive linemen played fewer than 90 snaps all season. They played 5 dudes. And I thought, that's not – it's hard to replicate. So you better – now, look, maybe they have depth. I don't know. But if you want to find some things where you go, yeah, that might not work next season, that would be one of the places where they just stayed completely healthy up front. And really on the offensive side in total, Burden stayed healthy, Schrader stayed healthy, Cook stayed healthy.
Yeah, they lose Schrader. He was terrific.
They had a charmed life a little bit on the offensive side of the ball from that standpoint. But yeah, Clemson plus 2,000, Florida State plus 2,000, Penn State plus 2,500, Notre Dame plus 3,000. That's actually decent value on Notre Dame, as much as we always overplay them. I don't think they're winning the national title, but I do think they're pretty good next year. I don't think Freeman's very good at his job, so I don't like them from a coaching standpoint.
Excuse me.
Oklahoma plus 3,000, SC plus 3,000, A&M plus 4,000, Missouri 5,000, Tennessee 5,000, Washington 8,000, Louisville 8,000, Miami 8,000, Utah 8,000. Whatever.
Yeah.
If you'd like to throw a hundy on Kansas State, you can get it at 10,000.
I'm good.
You good? Of the top 17 teams in odds next year, 14 are from the SEC or the Big Ten.
Go figure. Really?
Just saying.
Son of a bitch.
Son of a bitch.
So of the 12, how many out of the SEC and Big Ten combined make the playoff next year? 8? Is it 8 out of the Big Ten and SEC? Is it 9?
I think it's 8.
Okay.
Everybody is saying they're about to switch to a 5-7 model, which will have 4 conference champions plus a group of 5, if we're just being real honest here, the way that has to work.
Okay.
And then there will be 7 at-larges.
But not 2 groups of 5.
Now, the catch on the 7 at-larges, though, when you start doing the math, is that to get to the number you're talking about, 6 of those 7 have to be SEC or Big Ten, which is maybe very doable. Maybe that is what it is, but mathematically, that's what has to happen for it to be 4 and 4.
I'm going to predict there's 9 teams total out of the SEC and Big Ten in the playoff.
9?
9. It's my prediction for the day.
Is that doable? The 2 champions and then 7. If you're right, there's literally no at-large that's not from those 2 conferences.
Yes.
Okay. That's what you're predicting, is that they sweep.
It is.
The at-larges.
That is what I'm predicting.
Okay.
And I'll be right, damn it.
I mean, I'm writing it down. We're going to timestamp it. We're going to cut it out. We're going to clip it. We're going to put it for next year.
That's my prediction, though, is that they get an ACC, a Big 12 champ, and a group of 5, and everything else is Big 10 SEC. Because that's where the money is, and that's who everybody wants.
Yeah, as Grind says, theoretically, another group of 5 can technically get an at-large bid. They're not the 4 power conferences plus a group of 5. It is the 5 highest-ranked conference champions.
Okay.
And that's also worth noting. It's conference champions. It's not highest-ranked team in. So I guess my point in saying that is a year like this year, what would eliminate that being possible is like Louisville had beaten Florida State. And Louisville had stolen a Power 5 champion spot, but then Florida State with 1 loss would have still gotten in.
Yeah.
So you got things like that would have created that issue. Yeah, I think Notre Dame would be the most likely team to steal a spot, if we say that, because they can't claim the ACC spot.
I'm just for 12 best. I don't even care about champions. I don't give a damn whether you win a conference championship or not.
Yeah, just put the best
12 teams in there, seed them, and let's go.
Of note, just for the hell of it, Utah has the shortest national title odds of any Big 12 team next year. They're in the Big 12 next year. 80-1. So if it tells you where Vegas is standing on the Big 12 and their ability to be nationally prominent to that level.
It's a hell of a basketball league.
But again, get in the tournament.
Yeah,
I guess.
Sure.
Because here's the deal, too. All 4 buys have to come from conference champions. So Utah, if they win the Big 12, they get a bye.
Yeah, I got a feeling this is going to get revamped.
Even before the year?
No, but after 1 year when people look at it and go, this is stupid.
Okay. Just being very quick about it, your early top 25s from The Athletic and ESPN. The Athletic, 1 through 10, has Georgia 1, Alabama 2, Oregon 3. Oregon's getting a lot of love right now.
Okay. Who's their quarterback?
Dylan Gabriel from Oklahoma.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
The Athletic says Dan Lanning landed the portal's top quarterback. Dylan Gabriel to replace Bo Nix. Star wide receiver Tony Franklin's off the NFL, but Tez Johnson and Trayshawn Holden return. No more Bucky Irving, but Division II All-American Jay Harris joins Jordan James. Left tackle Josh Connerly leads one of the nation's top offensive lines. Defense, blah, 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 blah.
Okay.
Ohio State, number 4. Will Howard is their quarterback.
Okay.
Kansas State transfer. Texas, number 5. Michigan.
Godspeed, Will.
Texas, number 5. Michigan, number 6. This is Stewart, and Stewart does dumb shit. He has Washington at number 7. Sell all of everything. This is this placate national runner-up thing. He did the same thing with TCU last year.
Yeah.
Stop.
Can't help him.
Ole Miss, number 8. So really number 7 because get the Washington the hell out of there.
I got no issue at all with Ole Miss at 7.
No, it's fine.
That's about right.
Yeah. Notre Dame, 9. Clemson, 10.
Okay.
Inside the SEC, Tennessee, 14. Oklahoma, 15.
Where's LSU?
20.
Oh.
Garrett Nussmeier takes over after a strong bowl game. Neighbors and Thomas are NFL bound, but Lacey and Mississippi State pick up Xavier Thomas are proven. Blah, 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 blah. They obviously have Major Burns and Harold Perkins back on the defensive side of the ball as of now.
Okay.
Missouri at 21. Iowa at 22. That's all of our teams of note there. I threw the Hawkeyes in for you.
Thanks, man.
I mean, they're not going to have. They lost their offensive coordinator, so they got to
try to punter too.
They got to try to revamp.
But they brought in a big time punter.
Did they really?
Yeah.
Oh, I saw that.
Yeah, big time punter. He can boom it.
Oh, Ole Miss doesn't need him next year, but they did pick up a kicker commit. By the way,
I guess
we haven't talked about it on the podcast, but yeah, he put up a video where he was 3 for 3 from 60 without a block. So I mean, at least got a foot on him. It appears. So. Then ESPN, I'm just seeing if it changed at all, but I'm sure this is Mark with his. He does it every year. Georgia 1, Texas 2, Oregon 3, Bama 4, Ohio State 5, Michigan 6, Ole Miss 7, Missouri 8.
Okay.
Arizona 9, Notre Dame 10. He has Washington at 11. Penn State 12 in his poll.
Okay.
Nittany Lions have to figure out a quarterback. That's what I saw with my eyes. If they're talking about that level of whatever, they better get a quarterback.
Is Caden Davis back next year?
I do. That's what I was thinking. I think Costa got in the portal, and then Davis has a year of eligibility remaining.
Costa went to Memphis, right?
Oh, did he?
I think so.
Oh, I didn't see that. Okay. Yeah, I missed that. asking about McDonald, this is one of those, hey, this is 8:54 a.m. on Tuesday the 9th. When I say this, Louisville needed to create some interest in the portal. They did that. They gave NIL, a really big NIL deal to McDonald, the former Tennessee defensive player. So he's headed to the Cardinals. I think this is what Lane was doing when he put a Moneyball reference out yesterday on Twitter. We're all playing, again, it's our language and our communication skills have regressed down to hieroglyphics at this point. So we spend all day deciding what GIFs and memes and emojis and emoticons mean on the Twitter machine.
Did we decide what Kevin Smith's lyrics meant? Did they mean anything, or was he just singing a song?
I don't know. But I think what Lane was doing with the Moneyball reference, I think, was every player has a certain price given their expectations, and Ole Miss could have overpaid and kept McDonald, but chose that was not the best allocation of resources at that point. I believe that's what that was referring to.
I appreciate you putting work into that yesterday. Bless your heart. I mean, I didn't.
Well, it was sourced. I didn't just simply look at Lane's thing and go, hey, you know what? This is probably what Lane meant. But in hindsight, once I knew what I knew, I think that's what he was saying.
That's what I mean.
Ole Miss believes right now.
I meant that genuinely.
Yeah.
I mean, I was appreciative.
Ole Miss right now believes that it is keeping Tyler Barron. It does not feel like it is a package deal. I know Louisville's signing his brother or something. Ole Miss is very well if it's passed, where package deals don't always work like that when you get the worst one and just think the best one's going to come along too.
Right.
But that's sort of where it
my anticipation is that Ole Miss is going to get a visit, and
because they would be more than willing to up Barron if necessary.
Right.
Comparatively.
And I think they can replace McDonald. In fact, I think they already have. Yam Bates, the deep safety from South Alabama, is visiting this weekend. I would anticipate that he would commit.
Yes. Basically replacing 1-for-1 on McDonald. He's a little higher ranked than McDonald, if you care, or whatever that matters.
Oh, I care about the damn recruiting ranking.
Okay, there you go. Ole Miss is in really good shape for the Virginia Tech tight end, Daquan Wright.
Yes. I communicated with him yesterday.
Did you?
No hieroglyphics or anything. English.
Just words.
Words.
Periods. Punctuation.
Let's see.
Commons. Semicolon.
Man, I didn't grill him. He has nice manners.
Did he?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Just answer the questions. Yeah, no games. It was good. It was nice. He was going to visit in December and then didn't.
Mm-hmm.
And then they went after the tight end from Murray State, who's going to Illinois. And so now they're circling back to him, I suppose.
Okay.
I did not verbally talk to him. We texted.
Yeah, any type of communication, written or otherwise, is talk to him.
We direct messaged. When I talked to the tight end from Murray State, we actually spoke voices.
Ooh.
And I was like, hey, man, this is
kind of odd. This feels old school right here.
Weird, man. Are you cool with this? Talking, just a couple of guys.
We hadn't done this in a while.
I was like, this feels pretty serious, right?
I mean, he went to Murray State. Probably hadn't had a lot of it. And he hadn't been.
He was a really nice kid. I hope he does well. Cole Rusk. His dad was a wrestler at Illinois. He grew up an Illinois fan, so
good for him.
Yeah, good for him. I hope it works.
Ended up in a good spot.
Great kid. I hope it works out great for him when they are on TV and I see him out there. I will hope he does well. Seriously.
No,
I hope he does really well. Seems like a really nice kid.
Shall I talk about the Big Ten?
We didn't talk long, but we did talk some Big Ten. About growing up cheering for Illinois and all that stuff. It's cool. Yeah. I'm glad he got a chance to follow in his dad's footsteps and stuff.
Just quick note here as I move on after the break to a couple other topics. Kevin Steele announces his retirement. He's been all over the SEC. Alabama looking for a defensive coordinator. He wasn't just simply headed over to Auburn to work for Hugh. So Hugh will call plays next season.
I mean,
he's going out on a limb now going, nope, I'm calling the damn plays. Not going to hide behind anything, getting out in front of it.
Well, for now.
No, out in front of it. It's on him. He wants all the blame if it doesn't go well. He's saying, I'm calling the plays and I'm doing that.
Mm-hmm. When it doesn't go well, it will be the quarterback's fault.
I'm not making fun of the writer because he is absolutely probably telling the truth, but Hugh's lack of circle of knowing coaches and having the ability to hire people. This got sent yesterday. Justin Hokanson, who's covered Auburn for a long time for multiple publications.
I know Justin.
He put up a thing on his site. Is he with 24/7? Is that correct?
That feels right.
Either way, 24/7 or on 3. I don't know which one. And he just says, I'll change with candidates and different things. Had Derek Nix listed as an OC possibility, obviously, the Ole Miss wide receivers coach who's been at Ole Miss forever. And then his DC options included Chris Kiffin and Zach Arnett. And I went,
I've tried to tell you this for a long time.
I know, it just baffles the mind. I mean, we're one Corey Batoon away from. Anyway.
Just, there's not a big tree there.
You're not shocked.
Not even a little bit.
I know. All right, hit some other things. First, G&M Pharmacy, Tyson Drugs. Those are in Oxford and Holly Springs. You still get your flu shot if you've waited around too long for that. If you still feel like, hey, probably get a little help right here to get through the end of the flu season. They have their high-dose flu shots for patients over 65 or anyone who needs that level of protection. They also have the RSV vaccine for whoever might need that as well. And they do those by appointment, which takes getting in and out super easy. Just give them a call to schedule. That's 662-236-2222 for G&M in Oxford, or 662-252-2321 for Tyson Drugs in Holly Springs.
Brought to you by Pinnacle. John Edwards, Regency. I'm sorry. You can tell the flu's gotten me for a week. I'm like still on fumes. John Edwards, Regency Travel Incorporated in Memphis, has sponsored this show for a long time. He is still with us. He's traveled the globe for more than 37 years before he got into the travel business. He knows the extra attention that's needed to make a special trip one that creates a lifetime of unique memories. So get in touch with him, give him some parameters, give him a budget, and he will help you plan one of those aforementioned trips. 901-494-3387 or jedwards@regencytravel.net. Oxford's newest Greek restaurant on the square, Opa, is the perfect place to plan your Christmas party, your fabulous food and party event, that kind of thing. They have fabulous food, great craft libations. They can help host your company dinner, that kind of thing. So get in touch with them. They can accommodate up to 200 guests at OPA. For catering or booking information, contact Jeannie, 601-421-7147. And we're brought to you by Service Specialist Staffing and Recruiting Agency. They've been connecting great job opportunities to candidates since 1967. We talked yesterday about if you're on the job hunt, they can help you. If your company is looking to hire quality, hard-to-find talent, they can help you as well. Keep in mind the payment of service is solely contingent on if you decide to hire a candidate that they send. You've got nothing to lose. So give Will, Sydney, or Kelsey a call at 662-832-5138 or check out their new and improved website, servicespecialistltd.com. Get the beautiful and healthy smile you deserve at Corinth Dental. Dr. Bubba McQueen, Dr. Jenny Beth Hendrick are devoted to restoring and enhancing the natural beauty of your smile using conservative, state-of-the-art procedures that will result in a beautiful, long-lasting smile. From routine checkups to advanced treatment, including implants and Invisalign, Corinth Dental is here to help you achieve your smile goals. Just schedule your appointment today. Take the first step toward a better version of yourself. It's corinthdental.com. And are you a displaced corporate executive wanting to put your career in your own hands? Are you an experienced entrepreneur looking to diversify? Either way, Andy Ludicky can help. He owns multiple franchises and businesses, uses his expertise to help others find their American dream through a very thorough and free consultation process. So call Andy, put your life and your career in your own hands. It's 100% free. You've got nothing to lose. Find your perfect franchise at myperfectfranchise.net or contact Andy at andy@myperfectfranchise.net or 404-973-9901.
As mentioned, Ole Miss, Michigan knocked off Washington last night, 34-13 to win the national title. Penix pretty rough early. Michigan really pressured the Huskies throughout. They got after them defensively. It's pretty rough from that standpoint. I think they held Washington to under 5 yards of play, maybe 4.2, maybe something like that. They had a couple moments early where Penix had hit a guy or they'd caught a ball. They'd kind of gotten in it. They found a way to make it only a 7-point game at halftime. And then, look, Michigan was the best team. They ran for over 300 yards. They just bullied them up front. But if I'm Washington, if I'm their coach, I'm probably pretty frustrated because they called a hold on Washington on would have been a play of consequence, brought it back, and then the very next series miss a wide open hold on Michigan that was a touchdown, and it just completely flipped the game right there on 2 plays. Michigan was the better team. You wouldn't be able to blame it necessarily on the loss, but it was a very competitive game until that swing happened because of the officiating mistakes. They were ACC officials. The Twitterverse basically said they are incapable of being biased because they suck too much to have the ability to be favoring one
Generally,
team.
my thought on college football officiating.
That they were just out there not knowing the rules half the time and doing whatever they do. But the officiating certainly played a role in the momentum of that game there in the second half before it became a blowout. But Michigan was very methodical. They played like you would expect a Michigan team to play this season. I told you coming up to the studio, what's fascinating about it is that it's pretty severe possible sanctions coming their way.
Mm-hmm.
And yet it just kind of sits there. And what's, unlike the crap, like the Tunzel on the couch or some of the stuff that the NCAA did, it would be easy to make the argument that they got very clear competitive advantages out of this. And yet it's just not really a thing. And I'm wondering what it says about our psyche or about the sport and where it is today in January 2024, that it doesn't seem to matter on a national scale very much. And now, look, I think part of it's that it's Michigan.
In what way?
I think from a media being really on that, there's so the traditional kind of keystone media is so uncomfortable with teams moving tiers that they're more willing to overlook Michigan doing something that because they're just a blue blood who wins football games.
Yeah.
Versus had it been Missouri, who had been caught and then won the national title.
But that was Michigan's first title since what, 1990?
97.
97.
Well, look, the media is a pretty provincial group. I mean, let's not.
You think?
You can't change opinion.
No.
When Tennessee wins, it's going to be, oh, God, the tradition continues. It's like they've sucked for 2 decades.
Yeah, no, they've been bad for a long time.
Yeah. Nebraska ever wins again, it's not because Tommy Frazier was on the field.
No. It'll be because they figured out how to compete in a new era.
Yeah. So I think Michigan has gotten away with it on a level that teams emerging or even a Washington would not have gotten away with it.
I just think people are so accustomed to the craziness and the relative rulelessness. Is that a word?
Yeah, sure. We'll go with it.
That nothing surprises them anymore. It's like, okay, yeah, they cheated, so what? Everybody cheats. Like, I think there's a general feeling of, what they did, they got caught, but everybody does that. Everybody puts people in steel signs. People just shrug their shoulders. It's the new. You don't hear anybody going.
But typically, in the past, even 5 years ago, we'd have said, hey, yeah, everybody cheats, but we all go 70 miles an hour. You were going 118.
Yeah.
And now we don't care that you're going 118.
And now it's like, there's no speed limit, whatever. Whatever you feel comfortable with. You're reckless. I mean, Quinshon Judkins just left the Peach Bowl champ to go to Ohio State, and everybody's kind of like, it's what you expect. I mean, there's still a couple of things that could happen that could shake up this offseason pretty good right off the top. I don't think they're happening, but what if Kirby Smart got the Falcons job? What if Nick Saban retired? What about Harbaugh? What if Harbaugh left and they didn't go internal? They went outside. You could still shake it up. And that would let guys jump back in the portal.
It would. Speaking of, there wasn't a lot of more. There wasn't any more blood out of the NFL yesterday, was there? That was it.
Saw.
Mm-hmm. Belichick and Kraft met and said they would make a decision later in the week. Have to feel like it's over.
Yeah.
Because the alternative was a 1-year contract and you bring back Josh McDaniel again. And it's like, oh, my God.
But if you're Robert Kraft, don't you have to do this the right way? You have to do this in a way that doesn't embarrass Bill Belichick. You owe him that.
Yeah, sure.
I think.
You do. Yeah.
So what was the broadcast like last night? Were there coaches? Did they have a coaches broadcast?
I only had on the normal show. I'm sure there were 1,000,
okay.
But I did not partake in that.
What coaches were like on the sideline before the game?
I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't. I didn't turn it on until they were 5 or 6 plays in. I saw no pregame at all.
Okay.
And then, because to be honest, I got shocked by how early it started. I forgot that it was a 6:30 kick.
Yeah.
So I wasn't really locked in at that point. And then when I turned it on, Michigan was driving on its opening possession.
See, I got into Celtics Pacers and completely forgot that the game was starting.
Yeah, I saw you had 2 NBA games on last night.
Yeah, well, I was watching the Thunder, but the game that I was really into was Celtics Pacers, which was a great game.
Thunder win?
Thunder won.
Where are they in the thing right now?
They're second in the West, behind, I guess, Denver.
Is it Denver?
I think so. Let's see. Everybody wants the Thunder to make a big trade. I don't. So I'm resisting that part of it.
I'm not going to watch him for 3 hours or whatever, probably ever. But I will say this. Pat McAfee is starting to grow on me because he calls out his boss at ESPN and then goes and takes a picture with his boss's boss, hugging him and thanking him for backing him on the week. And ESPN just basically came out and defended both of them in their PR way that they do that. Said no one cares more about the quality than Norby Williamson, but then also said, hey, we are seeing great numbers from Pat, and we're putting him on everything that we can imagine as we move forward here.
They are putting him on everything.
He's on everything. Well, he gives them a voice they don't have. I mean, as much as he gets on my nerves sometimes.
Thunder are a game back of Minnesota in the West. The Timberwolves are the 1 seed right now. Denver's the 3, Clippers the 4, Kings the 5, your Mavericks the 6.
Oh, yeah.
Memphis, by the way, lost John Morant for the season last night.
They did. Shoulder injury.
Yeah.
Night.
Yeah.
Any hope of them getting back into the conversation?
No.
And Jeffrey had talked about on the show last week, it was going to be mathematically very difficult anyway.
They had dug quite a hole. Yes.
In the West, where you just are having to really grind through every game and whatever that needs to look like at that point. But yeah. Anyway.
I don't mind McAfee. I'm not a big talking head. Let's watch talking head shows. I don't really particularly not crazy about that form of television, but he at least has some creative thought.
Oh no, he's funny. He has some creative thought. There are things that he does I don't like, and I'm not going to sit down and watch him. But overall, he is starting to be a little more positive in my head as we move on. And the ability that, like I said, it shows you what ESPN thinks about him. Because, like I said, most people wouldn't be able to call out one of the execs like that. That's a level of power that's pretty limited. And then for that exec's boss to go take pictures with McAfee and be his dude.
Well, look, when he gets Jordan Rodgers and Aaron Rodgers, I should say, and people like that on the show, and they say controversial things.
Clicks and ads and impressions and views.
That's what you want, right? You want them to talk about stuff.
Yes.
And I mean, you know.
He has these near slips that really make me laugh every time he does it. Like he almost said the F word the other day and he stopped right at the last second and everybody went, ooh, and he goes, got it, caught it, all good.
Yeah.
He's not polished in a great way to where it's not whatever at this point. And look, what he's done from a media standpoint has been phenomenal and fascinating, and how he's built his brand from being a punter in the NFL. So no, overall, it is what it is. But I just thought, that's from a media standpoint, it's a very interesting story. You will be the only person that we're talking to right now that will get this. The most impressive thing he does to me is his ability to host a 3-hour show standing up.
Oh, yeah.
I would have zero ability to talk as well standing up. I know that sounds dumb for anybody who doesn't do this.
For sure.
But his ability to stand up and not sit down and still progress through conversations the way he does is really impressive. I don't know why he does it, but it's very impressive.
Just the level of energy that it takes to do that day in and day out.
Yeah. I don't speak as clearly standing up.
Oh,
over
really?
time like that.
Huh.
Yeah, I find myself sitting down being more comfortable and more whatever. So I do think the lack of an SEC team last night really took juice out of the game. Nobody seemed to give a shit as much.
No doubt.
Especially when Georgia's just sitting over here and you go, yeah, all right.
Yeah.
I know what that was. Because Georgia would have held up physically so much better than Washington would have.
Yeah. I mean, I think we all wanted some game involving Michigan, Georgia, Texas, Alabama.
Yes.
And when we didn't get it, you're like, whatever. You knew what was going to happen, and it did.
Yeah, 21-point win.
Yeah. Like at no point, and it wasn't like I was actively going, I'm not going to watch this game. It was like, is anything going to pull me over to it? And
I watched a good bit, and then once it got out of hand, I kept just checking every 10 minutes to make sure it hadn't tightened up and I needed to turn it back. But I quit.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, no, I'm good. I'll move on to something else.
Yeah, I guess I saw it was like 2 scores, and I was like, whatever. I mean,
So, all good. OleMissTix.com, your place to go for a lot of different things. You got 2024 football season tickets. They are available now. We keep talking about 2024 new people that want to buy tickets for the first time. If you want to renew, again, OleMissTix.com. You can take care of that. You also got men's and women's basketball. They've started conference play. So many plans are available for the SEC games, single game tickets available, OleMissTix.com. And then GiveToAthletics.com. If you want to get into philanthropic giving, that's the Champions Now campaign. That's planned giving through Forever Ole Miss. If you want to do estate planning, the Vault Society, Empower, whatever you want, they have things to help you out there. And then remember, Morgan Wallen tickets on sale. He's coming back for another show in April. So depending on what it is that you're trying to do, that's OleMissTix.com or GiveToAthletics.com.
Southern Traditions Farm is a 68-acre, 32-stall upscale equestrian training and boarding facility in Canton, Mississippi. 2 sand rings, a grass ring, miles of wooded trails. So much offered at Southern Traditions. Horseback riding offerings from beginner lessons to advanced. It's also a great venue for corporate outings and more. So get in touch with them on Facebook or Instagram at Southern Traditions Farm. And we're brought to you by College Town Oxford. Are you ready for the ultimate college experience? Welcome to College Town Oxford, your new home away from home. They know you want the best. That's exactly what they offer. No more long commutes or missing out on campus events at Ole Miss. College Town Oxford is next door to the Ole Miss campus, offering spacious 2, 3, 4, and 5-bedroom cottages, each with individual leases, because they believe in flexibility and simplicity. Their incredible amenities will make you feel like you're living in a resort. Whether it's a weekend binge watch session or hosting the best game day parties, you'll do it in comfort and style, cheering on the Rebels with your friends. The community is designed to give you the perfect blend of comfort and convenience. So don't break up the gang. Instead, grab your friends, pick out your favorite floor plan, and reserve it today at collegetownoxford.com. Text their VIP list today to become the first to know when their leasing for fall 2024 is open, 662-300-3733. And I'll have a mailbag to you tomorrow. It's brought to you by Art Hayes of Sotheby's International Realty. Are you thinking of making a move? Put the power of Sotheby's International Realty to work for you. As a licensed agent with Sotheby's International Realty and a supporter of all things Ole Miss, Art can help you buy or sell in your hometown or anywhere in the world at no charge to you. Seriously. So call and ask Art how. 612-805-5929 or email Art at arthayes, at arthur.hayes, Hays, at lakesmn.com.
Who had Dennis Dodd being Ole Miss's best defender going into 2024 from an early top 25 standpoint? Didn't have that on my bingo card today.
Not me.
Dennis Dodd for CBS Sports, penciling the Rebels in at number 5 in the country going into next season.
Behind
Georgia number 1, Alabama number 2, Michigan number 3, Oregon number 4, Rebels 5, Buckeyes 6, Longhorns 7, Tigers 8, Missouri Tigers, Notre Dame 9, Arizona 10.
I don't have a problem with that at all.
What was Quinshon Judkins thinking by entering the portal? The warm embrace of Oxford, Mississippi, and the Lane Train would have made him a Heisman Trophy contender. Now, well, good luck with his NIL riches, kid. Kiffin will have plenty of running back depth, even after making Judkins a star. So him going at Judkins there with the paragraph on Ole Miss.
It's a crazy world we live in.
Dennis doesn't like NIL.
Does he not?
Come on.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know Dennis any longer.
You used to know Dennis?
Mm-hmm.
Was he sane back then? Saner back then?
Sure.
Was there a higher level of sanity back then?
I just think there was a different era.
Okay. Did he ever retroactively go back and talk to the Illinois professor who said we were going to lose dozens of football players?
Not that I've seen.
Did he not? Okay.
No. He's been asked about it.
That was a story one day. I was like, oh, boy.
It was.
If we play the season, dozens are going to die. Okay.
He and Nicole got real worked up about the Big Ten agreeing to play.
Darkest day in sports history, right?
Sports history.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
No, turns out not so much, Nicole. Everybody's all right.
Tiger Woods announced yesterday on Twitter that he's ending his 27-year partnership with Nike. Into obviously golf's most iconic images, which is Woods in a red Nike polo on Sundays for PGA Tour events.
So what's he going to do? He's getting set up.
Well, that's interesting.
Branding
so
for Charlie.
He signed in 1996.
I told you how much I enjoy watching he and Charlie play together.
Do you really?
Love it. Would literally, if you turn that on my screen every day, would probably watch golf.
You'd watch practice rounds with Charlie and Tiger just hanging out.
Yep. It makes me happy.
It has been my favorite part of the Tiger Woods fandom, sports follow, whatever, is him just being a dad and having all this shit off of him and just hanging out.
The joy of just watching his kid play. I love it.
Yeah.
It makes me genuinely happy for the guy.
It's one of my favorite things that I laugh every time, just because you know that kids playing like high level, like young golf, youth golf, their dads are golf obsessed.
Mm-hmm.
And when Tiger just shows up at this random tournament caddying for his kid and whoever they're paired with, and the dad's like, hold on, man. Tiger and Charlie right there. And you got to be psyching his own kid out going, Tiger, it's Tiger.
Yeah.
Like, what are you? And Tiger's just carrying the bag, hanging out.
I don't think he's trying to psych anybody out. I
No,
just think
not at all.
he's
He's
enjoying being a dad, which is really cool. I love that part of it.
Yeah.
It's my favorite part of the whole golf thing. Like, I want Charlie Woods to become like a star.
Just so you get the Tiger element of it.
I want to watch older Tiger limp around the course and
do the thing
and love it. Probably enjoy it.
He's playing, by the way, next week. He's making a return at the Genesis next month. Sorry, not next week.
Oh.
But anyway, so when he turned pro at 20, he signed a $40 million contract, which at the time was the largest golf endorsement deal ever. Stayed with him throughout his career to this point. It says he earned over $500 million over the 3 decades of the relationship, which frankly is low compared to what he did for Nike and for golf with Nike. Basically, what's happened for the non-golf people is that Nike shut down its golf equipment division several years ago, so there was less reason to keep this going. He still stayed with soft goods until recently. You've noticed he's been wearing FootJoys instead of Nikes, a different type of golf shoe. Because it's just provides more stability with his injuries and whatnot. It's it's a shoe that's not as sleek, but it is what he needs at this point of his life and career.
Yeah.
So he has a couple of different options here. Some people believe that he's going to create a brand within TaylorMade, which is who he has his other golf deals with right now. So they would have a clothing division or some type of Tiger Woods specific
I've
division.
seen the brand, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so the TaylorMade thing off of that. And then they also said he can end up doing what Roger Federer did once he stopped his deal with Nike late in his career. Federer signed a deal with On Running, the Swiss shoe brand, and then he separated from Nike in 2018 to join Uniqlo. It gave him a $300 million payday when the company went public 3 years later. Mm. So there's a possibility that he's just simply highest bidder and who wants to
it's good to be
put
Roger
the logo
Federer
on the chest at that point. Do what?
It's good to be Roger Federer.
Oh, Roger's doing all right.
Yeah. List of people that, you know what? You could be like him.
It's one of your favorite things. If Roger wins a tournament, he needs like 5 minutes to make sure he gets the Rolex on and puts the Nike jacket on and does this and does this. And he somehow does not seem to sweat ever. Just got the flow and the headband and the whole deal.
Yeah. No.
Seems cool as a cucumber. He ran 38 miles over the course of the 5-set tennis match, but he's hanging out.
But he's not worried about it. I win. If I lose, I lose. I'm good.
The catch on that is that the psychology of it is you play better because it doesn't matter. Mm-hmm. It's what golfers have talked about forever, is that they become better golfers as they become better because they're not worried about the paycheck so much. They're not going, oh, my God, if I miss this putt, it's $7,000 that I really need right now.
No, they just play.
Yeah, and it frees you, and you're able. So you exponentially get better as you get a little better because the pressure of the money is not what it would have been prior to that.
Pick the club, see what happens. Take your shot. It's gonna be all right.
So Jason Day left Nike as well here in the last couple weeks. Not Tiger, but just say for continuity purposes.
Jason Day does not draw my eyes to the screen the way Tiger does.
It's going to be weird not seeing him in Nike. Yeah, it makes sense. Everything has an end, but it's a little weird.
Yeah. Be all right.
We're all involved.
Yeah.
He and Phil appear to be fine. He put a picture up of the two of them together yesterday on the social media.
I think Nike will carry on. I think Tiger will carry on.
And if Tiger needs anything from Phil will help him out.
Yeah, they'll be okay.
They publicized and thanked Tiger on social media yesterday and did all the stuff.
Yeah, he's been good to him.
Oh, he's been.
Yeah,
he's made his $500 million for them. Trust me.
Oh, no doubt. Everybody won.
It's become the second most iconic partnership in Nike history, other than Michael Jordan.
Mm-hmm.
It's Michael 1, Tiger 2.
Yeah. And in terms of just pure icons, there's your list.
Only 3 athletes to have lifetime agreements with Nike. Can you name them?
Probably not. I'm guessing one's track.
No.
For
sake of it, they all play the same sport.
Oh. So basketball?
That's correct.
Jordan?
Correct.
Kobe?
Nope.
No. I don't know.
Jordan, LeBron, Kevin Durant.
Oh.
Yeah. You needed a little teaser for me to get you there.
Yeah.
But yes, I saw that yesterday. The only 3 lifetime agreements with Nike.
The Durant thing is just so wild. It's one of those things like things that bother you in sports, like the opposite of Kevin Durant should have such a totally different legacy than the one that he has.
Yes, 100%.
Just the tying sort of at the beginning together. Kevin Durant and Quinshon Judkins have something in common. The people around them care more about them than they do the person that they should be caring the most about.
Mm-hmm.
Such horrible advice. Just horrible advice.
Well, I mean, not in the same way, but it's a lot of the thing where Ja's got to be careful right now.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Not the same, but...
Yeah, no, I mean...
Similar type deal.
You fall off the map. Now, look, he played really well when he came back. And the Grizzlies with Ja were a really good team.
They were good.
But it's time to... This is an off season for him to figure out, hey, I got to get myself in the best shape of my life, and I got to be clean.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, I mean, the Durant thing is just one of the greatest scorers of all time. He'll be a first ballot Hall of Famer, all that stuff. But, like, when you think about Kevin Durant now, what uniform do you put him in? He doesn't really have one.
You put him in Golden State, but it's such
Kinda?
a weird...
They won without him, and then they won without him.
Yeah.
They won before him. They beat him. He joined them. They won with him, and then when he left, they won again.
Yeah. Made him look pretty insignificant.
Totally cheapened all of it. All it did was made it easy for them to win a couple times. That's all it did.
But he's not a Thunder at this point.
Oh, no. No. And quickly being surpassed as the best Thunder player ever. Like, on a nightly basis.
That's what Grind said. You have one ring with the Thunder, and it's a totally different deal. I mean, oh my God.
It's a Dirk ring.
Yeah.
It's a Giannis ring.
Yeah.
He could have stayed there for a long time. I'm always surprised there aren't more people around these people that go, hey, like, that's what I would have advised. Like, no joke. If someone asked me yesterday, what advice would you have given Quinshon? Take the deal, stay at Ole Miss. It's the one place that you go where you, even with all the crap, even with the murmurs and stuff, right? Fans would have forgotten that the first time he broke off a 19-yard run.
Yeah, sure.
Just fandom is that way. I'm not making fun of fandom. I'm that way too, right? I mean, I said this yesterday. I mean, I hate Jim Edmonds, and then all of a sudden he's a Cub, and I'm like, he's best ever.
Yeah.
Give me his jersey. He had sentimental value at Ole Miss.
He did.
In a world where Ole Miss makes the title game next year, he's on the main podium at Ole Miss. Maybe he is at Ohio State, but maybe not.
And you never know what's coming down the pipe. You're taken care of for life.
Yes. Legacy. 20 years from now, 30 years from now, where are the people that went, hey, man, this is what you should do? Because I know it's crazy because, you were 20 once.
Mm-hmm.
And when you're 20, you can't imagine being 50, for God's sake. Yet, you get
happens.
there.
Yeah.
And it's like Durant. For Durant to leave the Thunder to go to the team that just beat them was such an insult. People are like, they're going to retire his jersey one day. And I'm like, I don't know. Maybe not. And if they do, people are going to be like, yeah, Kevin Durant. Yay.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of, God, you're Dirk.
Yeah.
When Dirk comes back as an old man in Dallas.
Always.
I mean, always. Standing ovations. Thunderous ovations.
Yeah. He and Luka have this neat little relationship right now and the whole deal.
But you're their guy.
Yeah.
You're Dirk. You did it. One title.
Yeah, just
one magnificent title. And it was incredible. I mean, and so you're the guy forever and ever and ever. Giannis Antetokounmpo staying in Milwaukee. If he doesn't win another one.
Still got it.
Got that one. When you come back to Milwaukee 40 years from now, everybody's going to stand up. There's value in that, right?
Yeah. Instead.
It was Kobe with the Lakers when he almost left. And people close to him were like, don't throw this away.
Yeah, no,
don't throw it away. And we got cheated out of that, obviously, with the helicopter crash.
Yeah,
but
sure.
But
we got cheated out of a really cool thing for so long.
Yeah.
Like, it's beyond, I mean, it's obviously about the loss of life, but the beyond tentacles, like, it depresses me when I spend any second thinking about it.
Oh,
it's just awful.
It sucks that we don't get to watch old Kobe.
It's Tiger and Charlie times 1,000,
Yes.
frankly.
Yes.
Because of his public nature that he had.
Yeah. So I don't know. That's the part with me that once we get all past all the tweets and all the hurt feelings, it's like, I kind of feel like the people around Quinshon let him down.
Yeah.
More than I do anything else because I have a hard time making fun of a kid.
Yeah. No,
I still do. Everybody goes, well, he's a professional athlete. I'm like, I get it. And he was a punk and he acted like an ass. But guys, he ain't the first big time running back or big time wide receiver to act like a punk on the field. He's just not.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, he's not.
Yeah.
And that doesn't mean he's a bad kid. He's always was nothing but nice to us. He was fine. Pretty vanilla.
But no,
pretty
look,
boring,
they're
pretty
both
guarded.
going to start next season in very comparable places as far as the ability to win national title. But from a legacy standpoint, what Jackson Dart's about to do and what Quinshon Judkins are about to do are 180 from one another.
100%.
Yeah.
And even guys on that team that were nowhere near as high profile as Quinshon, he threw that away.
Yeah.
And I don't know that he fully grasped it because I don't know that you can at that age.
Yeah, right.
So that's where you count on the older people in your life to go, hey,
I get it.
Let's do this. Let's do this right. One more year. And the next year, like if next year hadn't gone well and you're like, hey, I'm going to check the portal out. Okay, cool.
Yeah, sure.
Or I'm going pro. Hey, they went 8-4 instead of 10-2, right? And instead they're going to the Gator Bowl. And he goes, hey, I'm going to opt out.
Sure.
Okay, cool. No one's going to hold that against you.
Yeah.
It's disappointing. But even then, when you come back to celebrate the 2023 team, he really can't come back for that now.
No.
And that sort of sucks for him.
It does. So, all right, Rebel Grove, for any recruiting information that comes out today and as the portal continues to turn, another podcast tomorrow with you as well. We'll look at some NFL stuff. Got a full weekend of NFL playoff games, some more college football, some basketball. Ole Miss places Florida tomorrow night, 8 o'clock from the Pavilion on that. So we'll look at the Gators a little closer and much more. So take care. Have a good day, and we'll talk to you tomorrow.